I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers fade as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome to A Course in Miracles in Practice. This is where we take an exploration into these really profound teachings and see how they actually show up in our lives day to day. Our aim is to distill these key ideas and help you navigate things with maybe a bit more clarity. Today, we're looking at Lesson 241. This holy instant is salvation come. We'll explore its message of certainty and celebration and how that can actually change your daily experience.
Oh, and just quickly, we hear your feedback on speaking speed. Thanks for that. Our producer, Allison, is on it. You can find more about how we put these explorations together in the About section if you're curious. And please do connect with us at the World Harmony Project on socials or email acim@theworldharmonyproject.org. If you're on Spotify, check out today's poll too.
It's great to be diving into this with you all, and wow, what a lesson for today. Right from the start, the certainty, the joy, it just radiates. Let's listen to the full reading. Lesson 241. This holy instant is salvation come. What joy there is today. It is a time of special celebration, for today holds out the instant to the darkened world where its release is set. The day has come when sorrows pass away and pain is gone. The glory of salvation dawns today upon a world set free. This is the time of hope for countless millions. They will be united now as you forgive them all, for I will be forgiven by you today.
I'll read this second. We have forgiven one another now, and so we come at last to you again. Father, your Son, who never left, returns to heaven and his home. How glad are we to have our sanity restored to us and to remember that we all are one.
It's so declarative, isn't it? This holy instant is salvation come. Just like that. It presents salvation not as, something down the road, but as an accomplished fact right now. And this is a big but for many people, I think it can feel a bit like spiritual acting as if. How do you bridge that feeling with the reality of everyday life that often feels very different?
That's such a key question. It's not asking you to pretend, not saying ignore the bills, ignore the arguments. It's more like an invitation to practice seeing from a different place, to start recognizing that underneath all the surface stuff, the chaos, the pain, there's this underlying unity, this love. It's always there. It's a shift in where you put your focus, not denying what seems to be happening.
Like those magic eye pictures we talked about once?
Yeah.
You stare at this mess of dots and patterns. And then if you relax your eyes just right, suddenly this 3D image just pops out. And once you've seen it, you can't really unsee it, even though the dots are still there. It was about adjusting your perception.
Exactly, that kind of shift. The Course keeps coming back to this need for a perceptual shift. Look at the lesson again. They will be united now as you forgive them all, for I will be forgiven by you today. Forgiveness itself demands that shift, doesn't it? It's changing how you see the person, the situation, looking past the ego stuff to the shared reality underneath.
Maybe in a quiet moment. You read this, you feel the connection, the joy. Then you walk out the door and boom, same challenging world. We hear this a lot from students. Okay, sounds lovely, but what happens when my partner starts yelling or I get that eviction notice?
That collision. It can feel jarring, but I actually think the lesson is prepping us for that exact moment. When it says, today holds out the instant to the darkened world, it doesn't mean the darkness vanishes instantly. It means you can bring that holy instant, that awareness of unity, of love, right into the middle of the darkness. It transforms your experience of the mess, even if the external situation takes time to change.
The practical application isn't about trying to maintain some constant state of bliss, which sounds exhausting, frankly.
Right.
It's more about developing maybe spiritual reflexes, that quick recognition, I'm seeing this through fear, and then consciously, gently choosing to look again through love. It's an active thing. In the moment.
Definitely active. And that spiritual reflex, it takes time. It takes practice. Often, let's be honest, that anger reflex or the frustration reflex, it's still way faster. We react, and then maybe we remember, oh yeah, wholly instant.
It does highlight the challenge, doesn't it? That fight or flight thing is wired in deep, millions of years deep. So how do we build this new conscious reflex against something so ingrained? Because people do make progress. You hear it. It's not about instant perfection. But maybe first you catch yourself after you snap at someone. Then later you catch the words just before they come out. And eventually maybe you catch the feeling before it even forms into words. It's like learning any skill, I guess. Gradual.
That progress is so real and so encouraging. It makes me think of a story someone shared online recently. It really struck me about this dynamic of giving, expectation, and where the holy instant fits. I'm recalling this from memory, but the gist was, this person saw a homeless man at a gas station, clearly having a rough time, and they felt this immediate, strong compassion. Went home, grabbed a duffel bag, filled it with their own clean clothes, found a bag of silver coins, specifically silver, no pennies, and drove back to give it to him.
Wow, that impulse. That's beautiful. Just seeing suffering and acting immediately from the heart, that really feels like the holy instant in action, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But then they offered the duffel bag, and the man apparently said, I don't need a duffel bag, I can't carry it. Then they offered the coins, and he said something like, go inside and change these to bills, then I can take it. Yeah, the person giving felt shocked. Like, where's the gratitude? This feels demanding. They got upset, took everything back, drove off, and then shared the story online.
Gosh, that story just nails it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How the ego can swoop in and hijack even the most loving act. We give, and maybe we don't even realize it, but there's often this tiny hidden expectation. We expect a certain reaction, a certain kind of thank you. And when we don't get it, ouch. It feels personal. You probably see this pattern in your own giving sometimes, right? Helping someone, doing a favor. There can be subtle strings attached in our minds.
You're so right. We give from love, ideally, but often, unconsciously, there are expectations.
Right.
Gratitude, appreciation, maybe even for them to use the gift in the way we think they should. And when that script isn't followed, it can sting. We might pull back, feel resentful, even though the initial intention was pure.
But thinking about it from the other side, the man's perspective, he was probably just being practical, brutally honest maybe, but practical. A duffel bag.
Right.
If you're carrying everything you own, that is a burden. And coins. Heavy, inconvenient compared to bills. He wasn't necessarily being ungrateful, maybe just direct about his actual needs. His wisdom about his own situation got filtered through the giver's ego as ingratitude. The ego had a different story planned.
It's such a human reaction from the giver, completely understandable.
Yeah.
But looking through the lens of the Course, that holy instant, it was still there. In the act of loving intention, in driving back, in offering help, love was given, kindness was extended. The man's response, whatever it was, couldn't actually touch the love that initiated the action. The upset came from the ego's unmet expectations, its judgments about how the interaction should have gone, not from the love itself.
Okay, so what can we say to the givers, to ourselves really, because we all give? What's both kind and genuinely helpful when we run into these moments where our good intentions meet unexpected reality?
I think the first thing is to really honor that initial impulse. That moment you felt compassion and decided to act. That is the holy instant showing up. That's proof your heart is open. The fact that you cared enough to gather things, to go back, that matters hugely, regardless of the outcome. Acknowledge that first.
And maybe acknowledge the vulnerability too. Giving from love does make the ego feel exposed. When you put your heart out there and the response isn't what you hoped for, it can feel like a deep rejection, not just of the stuff, but of the love. It's raw.
It is raw. And here's the crucial shift the Course offers. The moment you gave from love, you received the primary gift. The feeling of connection, the joy of extending yourself, the sense of purpose that happened in you when you acted from compassion. The other person's reaction ultimately can't add to or subtract from that internal gift. That reward is yours already.
That also makes me think. Sometimes the most loving thing is just to allow the other person's authentic response, even if it's awkward or unexpected. That man knew his situation. His honesty, maybe, was its own kind of gift back guidance on how to really help based on his reality. It turns into a lesson in listening differently, maybe, letting go of our assumptions about what help looks like.
Beautifully put. The real spiritual practice isn't just giving, it's giving and then trying to stay open-hearted whatever happens next.
No.
We give because it aligns with who we truly are, with love itself. Not for the thank you, not for the validation. It's about expressing that inner love, not controlling the outer reaction.
And for the person who shared that story online, yeah, they're learning, processing, sharing vulnerably. That's part of the path for all of us, isn't it? We're all figuring this out. Learning to give more purely. It's not about blame or getting it perfectly right, but about that willingness to look honestly and learn.
Which loops right back to today's lesson. We have forgiven one another now. Maybe that forgiveness extends to ourselves. Forgiving ourselves for the times our giving had strings attached, and forgiving others for not meeting those unconscious expectations. It's a constant practice of release.
And the lesson says, how glad are we to have our sanity restored to us and to remember that we all are one. Maybe that sanity is precisely remembering our shared humanity. Everyone is just trying their best. Everyone deserves compassion, including ourselves when we stumble or react from ego. That remembrance of oneness is where the grace comes in.
So as you go through your day-to-day, maybe the operational question isn't, how do I stay in this blissful feeling all day? Because let's face it, that's tough. Maybe it's more like, okay, whatever is happening right now, how can I bring this perspective of love, the holy instant, into it? It's an active moment-by-moment choice.
Yeah. The coffee maker breaks, you have that difficult phone call, someone cuts you off in traffic, or maybe an unexpected chance to help someone pops up. The holy instant isn't somewhere waiting for perfect conditions. It's right here, available in the middle of all that, ready to shift how you see it. Okay, so how can we gently bring this into the actual moments? Let's walk through maybe 5 practical steps you could try.
Good idea. Step 1, just pause and notice what's happening. When something challenging comes up, take a breath. Observe the feeling, tightness, irritation, whatever, without judging it. Just notice.
Step 2, gently repeat the core idea. Silently, softly affirm to yourself, this holy instant is salvation come. Not forcing it, just letting it be there as a quiet reminder.
Step 3, acknowledge how you actually feel. If you feel frustrated, scared, annoyed, okay, acknowledge that kindly, like you would for a friend. No need to pretend it isn't there.
Step 4, ask for help. Ask the Holy Spirit or your inner wisdom, whatever feels right. Help me see this differently. Open your mind to seeing it through love, remembering that call to forgive everyone, including yourself.
Step 5, rest for just a moment. Give yourself a brief pause. Trust that a shift is happening, even if it's subtle. Allow that peace of the holy instant a little space to emerge. We really appreciate you being here, exploring this with us. We'd genuinely love to hear how you work with this stuff. How do you navigate that gap between the idea and the daily reality? How do you practice these spiritual reflexes?
Yeah, please do share. Find us on social media at The World Harmony Project or drop an email to ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org. Your experiences really enrich this conversation for everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Until next time, please remember this holy instant is always available, not as an escape from the world, but as a way of seeing it with love. So maybe just consider today what small moment, maybe one you weren't expecting, could be your next chance to practice seeing things anew through that holy instant.